Yo, welcome to another episode of What's the Status, Travis. Feel me? I'm your host, Trav, and your only host today. Your boys got me on a solo mission. You feel me? But get in here. I'm gonna give y'all a little shot. Get up in here, see what's going on. All right. For sure. But yeah, man, the boys got me on a solo mission today. It's just little old me. I remember about a year ago this month, I started this thing. You know what I'm saying? I was feeling a little inspired, feeling like I was just sitting around not doing nothing. So the first couple vids on the page is just me looking just like this. So you know your boy is back. But again, man, we here. Welcome to another episode of What's the Stat, Trav. It's gonna be a quick one. Clearly, it's only me. Obviously, we got a few things up here to talk about, a few good topics that I wanted to get to, some things I needed to get off my chest and couldn't wait. But shout out to the fellas. When they get back, you know, to be a full crew. First and foremost, gotta let y'all know, man, you know what time of year it is. God damn it, you know what fucking time of year it is. All right. It's getting cold outside. You know what I'm saying? And this guy I got to do the weather. You know what Trav do, right? You got to do the weather. Feel me? And Trav does the weather not for them going to work, even though I got to be to work 5:45, be there by 7:10. You know what I'm saying? I don't do the weather for them. I do the weather for the people 6 p.m. and beyond. All right. And those people I like to call the back outside boys and the hometown hood harlots. All right, that's what I do the weather for. And it's fall season, baby. You see what I'm wearing? Got the shacket on. That's a jacket and a shirt. You know what I'm saying? I just learned that term. Got the shacket on. Y'all should have y'all's on too as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's cold out that door. About a good 40 degrees right now. At least it feel like. You know what I'm saying? It was a hot summer, but guys, bundle up, get your long johns on, as I usually say around this time. It's that time to get yourselves together. So again, back outside boys, hometown hood harlots. Please make sure y'all warm out there while y'all hoeing and hooking. Holla at me. All right, and we continue on. You know how the show goes. First we need our drink. Not doing music today. You see my big gulp lemonade. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do. But usually here at What's the Status, Travis, we do a thing we call the word or the thought of the day. And today, this one just resonated with me in general. So the word or thought of the day is don't make yourself overly available to those who undervalue what's valuable to you. I'm gonna repeat that. The word of the day or the thought of the day is don't make yourself overly available to those who undervalue what's valuable to you. Throughout this episode, you're gonna hear a few stories and things like that of just that. Sometimes examples of them doing it well, sometimes examples of them not doing it at all, right? But what I'm talking about is a lot of times we got people in our lives who, you know what I mean, who are just there for a little bit, for a season, for a little bit. They ain't really there for you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we got to start questioning as we grow. I just turned 36 last month. Round of applause to the old man. But we got to know as we grow that we got to start navigating and seeing what real friendship looks like. At some point, it goes from getting with each other every day, smoking, drinking, doing that. Next day, it goes, you know what I'm saying, to us evolving and trying to find things in our life and find different interests, find different careers that we would like, right? And within that journey and on that journey, you end up having ups, you end up having downs, you end up having successes, you end up having different likes, different interests. And ultimately, your boys and the people that are around you should kind of grow with you. Not saying they need to necessarily take as serious the interest that you have, but I think they do need to be doing something. You feel what I'm saying? Like at some point as men, we gotta start figuring out how we determine and what determines friendship. Sometimes longevity and all of that does dictate that, but through that longevity, was there always acts of reciprocation? Was there always acts of support? You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you don't got nobody in your circle or you don't got a team that's necessarily willing to value what you value, you know what I mean? I'll give you a prime example. My boy Jerry from Geneva, shout out Jerry, that's my man. Freshman from college. If you've seen me, you've seen him around a few times. Um, Me and him get together. You know what I'm saying? We got together, chill out. He always had my little pod party. I had my first live pod. There was I had nothing but family and friends there. No big turnout, but he was there, right? Turn around. If you know his story, my man was a good big football person, loves football, coaches football out there in Geneva, JV. So what did I do? I went out there and saw him coach a game. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's little shit like that that just lets people know that you value them more than just the time you spend when it's convenient for both of y'all, when y'all both trying to get a drink in or get to something. All right. So as I said before, repeating the word and the thought of the day, please just stop making yourself overly available to those who undervalue what is valuable to you. All right. So keep that with you. All right, man. Let's get to some shit. Not so quick hits. Um, Today's not so quick hits. We just got a few things. First and foremost, I do want to say rest in peace, Kyron Lacey. Um, Tragic story. But it is also a testament to how the world and how the media can be nasty and drive people to do some things that are fatal, right? If you're not familiar with the Kyron Lacey story, he was an LSU, I believe, corner or receiver. I can't remember his position specifically, but he did end up getting into a car accident or so. And it was told to him that due to his driving or due to what he did or his reckless driving, he caused the deaths of another family or another person. I think it was another man to be specific. Um, with this guilt, with the fact that he was supposed to go into the NFL draft and live out his dream he worked so hard for, with all of that in his mind and his young mind seemingly to the wayside due to this tragic accident, um, Kyron Lacey ended up self-transitioning, unaliving himself. Um, Only to find out that he had nothing to do with the car crash. I did just see a story where it stated that he possibly still could have, but either way, just the simple fact that it's coming out from official sources that he may not have had anything to do with it is just even more heartbreaking. Not only obviously very much so heartbreaking for the man that lost his life in the crash in the first place, but come on, man. You had a young man who carried the guilt that not most men could carry for an hour, let alone the days and the amount of time he dealt with it, on top of the social media outrage and them automatically pinning him as guilty. This young man saw his future in front of him. He could see it. He could almost taste it. And for this incident and a lie about him being involved in this car crash, to take that from him and ultimately lead him to take his life is just tragic and sad, man. And at the end of the day, we just got to have a world where people carry more integrity, more honor, and people just carry more respect. Because at the end of the day, that young man was just trying to live, trying to make the best of his situation. He did. He worked his ass off to get to LSU, be a starter, and get ready to go get drafted, right? So for him to feel that, and honestly, if we just take a deeper look at this, it shows the type of man that he is. There's a lot of people who could have done that and felt no way, could have done that. And you know what I'm saying? And even if that was the case, he didn't know if he did or not for real, but it was said to him that he was the cause. But he felt so much remorse, so much pain, so much guilt over what he was told that yes, on the flip, on one end, he made his decision, but on the flip side, it's like there's a lot of people who do that, and the first thought is, how do I get away? How do I get out of it? This man genuinely felt guilt, felt pain, felt hurt from it to a point where he couldn't take it anymore. I think that's a mark or a testament to, at least, if anything, not anything else, his heart. You know what I'm saying? And his thought process as a human being. But that's just in short, man. Shout out to not shout out, but rest in peace to Kyron Lacey. Condolences to his family as well. That was just a sad incident, sad story. Sad to see a young black athlete who worked so hard and for all intents and purposes, other than the story that came out about him, was a good, hardworking young man to tragically end this way. So again, rest in peace to Kyron Lacey. Next not so quick hit. Can't stop, won't stop, bad boy. Well, they stopped his ass. All right. Your boy Diddy, his sentencing came up. Your boy Diddy got 4.5 years. My personal opinion, which is all I'm here for right now at this time, do I necessarily believe he was due to, do I think he deserved that much time? Not at all. I'll say that. And I'm gonna keep it quick because we've had this conversation multiple times on What's the Status, Travis, about everything that happened before, how things looked on the stand. Obviously, there's victims, people that were hurt in this situation. However, um, as to what the man is charged for specifically, 4.5 years for something that others probably don't get for, I don't necessarily agree. If y'all choose to disagree or give me a different point of view, we could do that. Put it in the chat, DM me, we could have a conversation. But for a not so quick hit, all I got to say is Diddy, you got 4.5 years, get your shit together, come back out. I just don't know what type, you know what I'm saying? He might be on some can't stop, you know what I'm saying? Won't stop bad boy shit when he get out. But I don't know. We shall see. Lastly, and not so quick hits, I did want to just address the fact that my fucking Yankees lost, man. That's all we can say. Yankees lost. We fought back in the first series. We beat Boston. That's always a moral victory. But we got our ass whooped by the Blue Jays, man. It was nothing close. Wasn't even close. 5-2 last night. Couldn't get no hits. Couldn't get nobody on base. So at that point, it's over for the Yanks. All right. That's not so quick hits. All right, so the other day while I was, you know what I'm saying, enjoying my time, a little greenage, you know how that go. I just had this thought. I'm like, yo, I wanted to bring to the pod and have this question. So I'm gonna pose this question to y'all that are on air, pose it again. I'll probably end up asking again when we get a full pod, full crew. But I had this thought process of being able to build your perfect athlete, right? What I mean by building your perfect athlete is taking criteria such as mindset, physical build, work ethic, any attributes you think need to be put into an athlete to make them the ultimate athlete or the most perfect athlete. Um, and I just thought of it because, you know what I'm saying, everybody be playing 2K and they make up all these different builds and all of this different that. And it's like, it's more to just your physical skill attributes and all. It's more to that than just that it takes to have championship or greatest player or greatest athlete ever type of abilities. So for me personally, I'm gonna put out my list of what I want from each individual player, what they have in that. And then if y'all get a chance, get in the comments, let me know what people create your most perfect athlete. So for me, my build goes with Jordan's skills. All right. Mike Jordan was nasty. My boy was, as work ethic was crazy. Obviously, he's considered the GOAT. I'll take Jordan's skills. I'll take LeBron's physical build. All right. LeBron's physical build, 6'8, 264 pounds, fast as lightning. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking that. I'm taking Tiger Woods' ability to focus. Y'all know I love golf. My daddy think he Tiger Hood. I'm Tiger Hood. I ain't got the H yet. All right. But with that being said,
chill, bro.
With that being said, you would understand if you play the game how much focus it takes, how meticulous it is, how many distractions you could get. So if I had to pick the mindset or the focus that I would have as an athlete, building my perfect athlete, I would take Tiger Woods' focus. If I had to pick a work ethic, though, a work ethic of somebody to make the perfect athlete or to make somebody that would just be unstoppable, I'm going with Kobe, the Black Mamba, Bean Bryant. Okay. Let me say that again. Kobe, the Black Mamba, Bean Bryant. All right. You hear me? I'm going with him. Ain't nobody outwork him. They say Jordan was in the diverse gym, whatever, but the stories we get is Kobe was relentless at his craft. It didn't matter who was in the gym. Didn't matter if he was by himself, Dolo, like I am right now. Don't matter if he had 50 people in the gym. He's the first one there, last one out. That type of work ethic is the work ethic you want in your perfect and greatest athlete. And lastly, this might surprise y'all. I want Floyd Mayweather's reflexes. One of the best defensive boxers in the world, smart at his craft as well, worked hard at his craft as well. However, he barely got hit. That takes reflexes, that takes time, and that takes endless skill. So for me, again, in closing, to build Travis's perfect athlete, I'm taking Jordan's skill, LeBron physical build, Tiger Woods focus, Kobe's work ethic, and Floyd Mayweather's reflexes. That's how we doing. If you want to build your own perfect athlete, please get in the comments, hit me up, share it with me, see what's up with it. All right, y'all, let me take a sip because this shit is on my nerves. I'm telling y'all right now. Look, I know we've been here before, and I've said this before. I've always had these little slick comments pertaining to the new verbiage and new lingos that's coming out and the new terms that's coming out for people to be using for shit that's been going on. In this specific moment, this is an unpopular opinion. Somebody explain to me what the fuck love bombing is. Okay. They say it is that you court a person, shower them with gifts, tell them things they want to hear, give them a false narrative of hope or thinking that you guys are going to a certain direction. This is not gender-based. Boys and girls can do this. Telling them the things they want to hear, discussing future relatively early on in your guys' relationship, situationship, whatever it may be. They say that's what love bombing is. Well, motherfuckers, I am born in 1989. And to me, that just sounds like game. You feel what I'm saying?
Chill.
I'm just saying, to me, that sounds like who got game, okay? And when back in the day you had game, you might have told a white lie for. You know what I'm saying? You might have did that, but that's a part of the game. It was a part of the game you played. Now, if both of y'all was playing the game and ended up falling in love with each other, that was beautiful. You found your companion, you found your partner. But it wasn't necessarily a love bomb. It was a game that was being played on both sides. Sometimes you got winners, sometimes you got losers. But it ain't no love bombing. I don't know what the hell we got to make this all complicated and therapeutic or have these therapeutic terms for shit. That just happens. There's motherfuckers that go into the world and people that have gone into the world, men and women, with intent on getting something out of somebody else. Sometimes that intent turns into lust or love and turns into a relationship. But in the beginning, it is all a game. Y'all running game on each other. And in running game, sometimes hearts get broken, right? Sometimes hearts are mended in toxic ways, meaning you're just dealing with people for the time, being here for what they say, not here for a long time. Here for a good time, that's not even the term. Somebody corrected for me in the chat, right? But what I am saying to you is we got to stop, like social media and all this shit got us, and I'm on it right now, don't get me wrong, but we got to stop using these fucking weird therapeutic terms for shit that's just is what it is. We run game on each other. Game get ran on people every day. Want to know why you shoot deer? What do they call going to hunt deer? Hunting game. You're getting, it's going to happen. This ain't no love bombing. This ain't nothing trick. This ain't nothing that your therapist got to sit you on a couch and say, watch out for. Nah, lady and gentlemen, at the end of the day, when we go out here and try to court one another, specifically even more times now than not, you're going to get love bombed. But love bombing is not that. It's called, do you know game getting ran on you or do you not? Are you better at the game? Are you not? If you're not good at no games, don't play. But we got to stop making this shit so much more complicated than it needs to be. Okay? So for me, love bombing equals running game. And guess what? As the old man said, John Witherspoon and Friday, you win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. Okay? That's all I'm trying to get y'all to know. All right. But next one we got going on, got another little unpopular opinion. I think fandom has gone a little crazy. You got niggas, you know what I'm saying, going to call fast food spots to see what NBA YoungBoy ate or ordered so they can get the exact same order. What the fuck you think that shit gonna do? Give you NBA YoungBoy powers, nigga? You think you're gonna be able to drill better? Like, I'm fucking confused what the hell you niggas thought going to order the same Big Mac that this nigga ordered. You could have ordered that Big Mac yesterday. You know how many, matter of fact, there's 100,000 other niggas that got that order. So I don't know what y'all doing. I mean, You was better off calling saying, hey, what napkin did he touch? I might have respected that. But you called to get the same order he did. You could have just waited for him to put the order out on the sponsorship. They had the Sweetie menu. They had the Sweetie burgers. They had the Travis Scott Cactus Jack burger at McDonald's. They had the Megan Thee Stallion Watt burger. They had all types of shit. Fandom is going crazy, okay? I ain't never wanted to eat nothing Jay-Z ate or know his order. He just good at what he do. You understand? Other things going on. I know we ain't even talk about this a lot the last time, but shit, you even got the college football team, couple of like 19 people was injured, seriously injured. University of Virginia wins a football game. This one we could debate on. Crowd storms, 19 people get injured in the stampede. Granted, damn, I love watching that crowd. I like watching the crowd storm after a big win. I do understand and feel like it's a part of the college experience, part of what's going on. But at the same time, like, come on, man. That shit is a little wild. That shit's a little bugged out. Now, granted, this little old keyword me. You know what I'm saying? I might be out of it, you know what I'm saying? But come on, man. I do like seeing it, but we gotta do better. When the players and shit is getting injured, it seems to take the fun out of the crowd rush. But I just want to stay there too. Speaking of fans and shit, this is an unpopular opinion I got right now, since we're still in the topic. And y'all can ask me if I'm wrong. Do we believe that pro sports is a waste of resources? I'm going to repeat that. Pro sports technically is a waste of resources. Now, granted, let me argue both sides for a little bit. On one hand, you have the entertainment factor. People need entertainment. I think entertainment is good for the health and bodies of human beings. So I'm not saying let's take entertainment off the table. However, let me also say that it also, when you have big pro teams, those teams generate revenue for the city that you're in. So as much as it does seem like a waste of money to spend this amount of dollars on this team, it does generate a wealth of money and a wealth of revenue for the city in which the pro team is in. So when I saw this question, it was like, do I feel, because I kind of agreed, I wanted the answer. And I'm like, when you put those things on that side, you know what I'm saying? You got, and some things are just so embedded in culture, in human culture, American culture, the art of sport. You think about Rome, the gladiator days, although they had them in there killing each other, sport has always been very pivotal, not only to society, but to the economy as well. So I'm not so naive to see that. But if I was to argue the other side, saying pro sports is a waste of resources, do we think that our doctors should probably make 300 million for saving a life? Or do we think the nigga that can dunk should make 300 million for being able to dunk? Or do we think that the resource paying them less, let's make their salary cap 50 million and take the other 150 million and spread it around to different shit for the world. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, granted, it is there is multiple other things that if you think about are being cut, but everybody else, these men and women still got plethora of money. These billionaires and owners got plethora of money to still spend millions, hundreds of millions. Somebody, I think Shea Gildress might even make $500 million in his next contract. Like ultimately, if we look at it as a society, granted, I love sports too. I hope it don't go. Without sports, shit is crazy. All right. I think we need it. Again, refer to the first part of this. But at the same time, it did pose a question. It posed a question of where could we more put those resources for the greater good of people? I don't know if I'm all the way that saved, you know what I'm saying, to not want sport at all or to completely negate that. But I can't sit here and not see the other side of this point, knowing that there's millions and trillions of dollars being exchanged between pro athletes, stadiums, owners, and just think, damn, where that some of that, if even a 10%, 15% of that money was spread in other places, just how much better the world could be for certain people. So I guess if y'all want to see that what that is, then if you agree or disagree, get in the comments, let me know. But the take was pro sports is a waste of resources. But also a waste of brain cells and resources, not all the time, but sometimes, is listen, niggas. Okay? Listen to me clearly. This is a PSA. All right. The check the comment section is not always the best option for you niggas. To check the comment section. Sometimes you strike gold. Sometimes you strike a dark web hole. That just shouldn't happen. Pause. That was crazy.
Chill, bro.
All right. That's all I'm saying, man. This is a short, unpopular opinion. If you know, you know. Stop checking the comments. And you can't do it more frequently because your algorithms start getting crazy. You just start getting mad, check the comments. You can't even see your peoples with the newborn baby and congratulate them with a love heart because you got nothing but fucking 15 check the comments on there. Shit be bringing shit viral. It's not good for you. All right. So if you know, you know, stay out the CCs. You heard? All right, man. As you heard earlier, and as I said, there's going to be different trends and different things that go along with this. But again, man, I just wanted to get back to what the thought of the day was. Keep the theme going. So earlier I stated, you know what I'm saying, don't make yourself overly available for those who undervalue what's valuable to you. Right? No, it sounds crazy. I try to just make it fly. Ultimately, I'm saying to the ones that can't read, write, or hear, which my friends would probably say that's me.
Chill,
what I'm
bro.
saying is just make sure you spend your time with people who value you, value what you like, at least support you in the things that you choose or deem interesting the same way that you do for them. Period. But with that being said, it just brought me to a story or something that we've all probably been aware of. Kai Cenat, we all know who he is, biggest streamer, probably the richest young man on the planet right now, if not close to it. Young boy, grew up in the Bronx, started streaming on Facebook, ended up building up his following, switched over to YouTube and Twitch and all of that. Long story short, the boy is on the top of the world. That's not my part I'm talking about. What I am talking about is there's a clip I seen the other day where Kai, his whole family, and then his whole crew, everybody you've seen with him since the Facebook days coming up, things of that nature. And he gave them all chains. Now, granted, in our story and everything we've seen, that's what they do. Rappers, figure Rockefeller days, bring a new rapper out, give him a chain, da-da-da, whatever. So figuratively, in a sense, it seems like just another nigga giving up a chain. But to me, when you see and know what he's actually doing or see what he's doing, it's great to see, but it also begs the question, the same thing I asked earlier in this podcast. Them men been with him from day one when he ain't had nothing. Buck tooth Kai, right? They grind though. The thing I admire is that it's a one band, one sound type of mentality. They a team. No man is bigger than the other. Of course, Kai is the man, Kai's front street, Kai's all that. But he never forgets that it took all of them boys that was with him to get to where he is. You feel what I'm saying? But also the thing about them boys is they also believe in their friend. They also see and believe in what he's doing. No matter what direction he take, no matter what crazy shit there is, they like, that's my man. He likes to do this. He values this. We gonna ride and make something happen. Not only do they do that, they not just riding his coattails. Kai put him in position for all of them to be on their own cameras, get their own streams, get their own dollars, right? He's made nobodies into somebodies, right? Off just simply off the strength of his heart. And if you see how he moves, it just makes me just always wonder, like, there's so many seldom stories or instances where we get to see that, where we get to see camaraderie like that, where we get to see from mud all the way up, just pure love for one another, all eyes on the same mission, no matter what it takes to get there. The understanding that them together and strong like this has made them as successful as they are, right? There was a moment in this young man's career where he was offered 60 million cash. I ain't even strong enough to turn that down. You feel me? But he knew he had something, and his friends knew he had something too. Turned it down. Now he worth triple, quadruple, more than that. But I say this story to say, man, There's power in collective and collaborative thought. There's power in in a whole bunch of minds coming to a table with an idea to make something happen. There's power in putting our pride aside. There's power in understanding the mission and not necessarily understanding our mission, right? That's selfish. If we can understand the mission for all, we all will hit where we want to hit, right? But it's seldom that you get that. It's seldom that you get a friend group or a group of men or women, more so men than women, because egos get involved. But it's seldom that you get a group of individuals to just buy in like that. And when you do, you have to value it, which is why I pointed it out, because he's not giving them chains or taking care of them boys just because these boys and they happen to be around and they smoked weed when they was younger or and they chilled. He taking care of them boys because not only did they believe in him and believe in what's going on, they applied themselves in what he believed in and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They all are on one mission, one band, one sound, but they all have their own individual lanes that each support one another, which ultimately makes whatever they trying to do grow. Because if I'm taking his fan base, you taking your fan base, and then when we come together, we put them together, everybody eats. But we also got to get out of each other's way. So I just wanted to kind of speak to that, because ultimately, as I talk about letting go of the people who undervalue what you value, that's a prime example of success at it. You know what I'm saying? Success at collective thought, collective people getting together and making, not only about making money, but doing something they love to do on their terms and not nobody being able to tell them shit. So I just want to give y'all that thought, because that's something that I'm thinking about every day as you see me here by myself, potting right now. And I'm gonna do it again and again and again. You know what I'm saying? That's just the thought process that you need to have. You know what I'm saying? I think also moving forward, it kind of brings me to my next thing as well. Like, it's funny. I worked um, in Syracuse for a long time. I've worked with at-risk youth. I say this all the time, so we ain't got to keep going through that. Long story short, um, it was funny. We had a debate today at a training, and the debate that came up was more or less about, like, what do we push our kids to do? And you know what I'm saying? Kai came up, and somebody and another smart gentleman too. Red, I'm gonna get with him. He stated that he feels like the world is hyper focused on streamers or hyper focused on the internet or hyper focused on becoming the big stars and things of that nature. And we need to teach our kids to just get back to trades and things of that nature. Excuse me. So my rebuttal to that was, in order to get them to buy in, there has to be something that they want in there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily saying let's make all these kids mixtape rappers, but if I refer back to Kai Cenat's situation, his mom was there too, right? His mom watched his journey, watched him sit in the chair for hours on end, stream, put his face on there, no views, 0 views. Now he got 1 million subs, right? And the biggest thing that we're talking about in the same context, especially when I was talking to this smart gentleman, is that we got to pour into the kids. You know what I mean? You got to pour into what they like and what their interest is, but do it with a strategy, and also do it with love, intent, and and with a purpose and an end in sight. This is what I mean. So a lot of times our youth only see the person in front, right? They only see the star, the basketball star, the movie star, the movie actress or actor. They only see, you know what I mean, the rapper in the front, singer in the front. There are so many jobs behind the talented things that these young men want to do, young men and women want to do, that's endless. But they're not going to know that until we pour into them and give them the eyes and availability or access to know that those things occur, right? It's about pouring into the youth. It's about looking at your son, looking at your daughter, and not necessarily allowing them to pick whatever they want to do, because all children need guidance, but ultimately seeing what their interest is, putting them in different situations to figure out what that is. But what they take heed to, if it's what they love to do, pour into that. Give them the things they need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to realize, personal note, that my son likes to drum, likes to, you know what I'm saying, do all of that. I already know what I'm about to grab him. You know what I mean? Like, I already know what I'm gonna get him. I already know what I'm gonna do. We play music in the car all the time. It's not that I'm trying to make him a star, but if that's what he likes, maybe he might hear something and that might be what he wants to do, right? But what I'm saying is, when you look at the success of Akai Sinet and you understand where the future is going pertaining to technology as usual and AI and all of that things that are going on, we also got to ask ourselves, do we want to pigeonhole our youth into thinking one way, or thinking that they need to only do that and then set them back? Or do we want to put them in all spaces? Yeah, go and learn that trade, but also go and learn how to use AI. Go and learn how to be an electrician, but also make sure you learn how to use this computer. Oh, you want to go do that, but also, if you got an interest, let me show you how to put money in or gain money or work towards or get you with the right person to have that conversation with. You have to pour into the youth in order to get the best out of that situation, but also you're not going to get them to buy into nothing if you don't got nothing in there for them that they want to buy. So there has to be, what I said, give and take. You have to value what the kids value, you know what I'm saying, in order for them to value what you're trying to sell them. Right? We work with a lot of teachers. I've worked in a lot of schools, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, we got to meet these kids where they are, but not take their passion from them, not take their drive from them, not take they culture, their attitude, their swagger. It's funny, I always talk to kids and I say, you know what, I don't like the kid that's the pushover or the nicest kid in the world. Not that I don't like them, I love you guys, make my job easy, but I like the kids with character. I like the kids that ain't going to take shit. I like the kids that are going to demand respect from a teacher before they give it, right? And a lot of times, we just move in life thinking that we deserve that from children, but they're people too. You know what I mean? You got to bring yourself to where they are in order to get and make yourself a Kai Sinet. So I say that and use those two stories in tandem because it just hit me with the population I work with, and what I do on a daily basis and what I love to do on a daily basis. Yeah, man, it's just one thing's going on. You got to support another. You need a village. You need family. You need camaraderie. You need a sense of loyalty. You need a sense of belief. You need a sense of faith. You need a sense of one band, one sound. You need all of those things together to make your chances at being successful, specifically in the United States of America, the best as possible. So yeah, I just wanted y'all to know that. And in closing, man, listen, man, I got to be real with y'all. You know I love music, and I ain't been able to do this because, you know, Ali and Ray really don't usually get into the, you know what I'm saying, don't really usually get into the music junk with me. Ali is, but you know what I'm saying. But damn, man, I've been listening to some good ass music lately, so I wanted to close giving out what I believe are some of the best albums out right now. You got Bryson Tiller's new album, Solace. It's a 2-disc, disc 1, disc 2, dope. You got West Side Gun, Heels Have Eyes 2, I believe that's fire. You got some of these are old as well. You got Joey Badass, Lonely at the Top, fire album. JID, God Does Like Ugly, fire album. What else we got? Oh, Jermaine Dupri put out that Magic City joint. I'm telling you right now, fire. Ain't no misses on there. T.I. went crazy. They got mad shit on there. It's fire. What else do I got in the discog in the discog? There's a few other things. I'll give out a few other albums next time. As of right now, this update look like it'll probably be me next week again. So please tune in. It might actually be sooner. Again, The Cloud will be coming back. That's my interview series where I interview people who are living their dreams, chasing them as well. I talk to them about their journeys, how they got to where they got to, how they even got interested in where they got to, where their life started, period. Because I am a firm believer that how your life starts or what you see in early in your life does have a direct correlation to what you love to do on the back end of your life. So yeah, just look out for that again. My boy Hammer Time all the time. Whitfield just got done boxing in New Jersey in the bare knuckle fighting championship, I believe it was. So he will definitely be one of my guests. My mother just put out my mother Gwen Weber McLeod just put out a book as well too. Your journey, your business journey. She's on tour right now. Rochester, speaking of that book that I interviewed yesterday. I'm gonna do an interview with her as well. So shout out to Mom Dukes, always the amazing Mom Dukes. Inspired me to do what I'm doing right now too. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I am also trying to set up either once a month or 2 times a month live pod for free, Auburn Public Theater, either in Stage Right or in Cafe 108. So I would love y'all to come out, check me out, check us out, bring topics, talk shit, send me topics. I would love y'all to do that. All right. But until next time, this was another episode of What's the Status, Travis. I'm out of here.